welcome. Happy April. We're going to try and escape the graveyard today. I know that these TBR games are kind of silly, but I just have so much fun doing them. And I have a stack of books near me that I do want to read in April, so hopefully they all fit. But this game has not been incredibly nice in the past month, so we shall see. For roll one, that's chance. Yeah. Tell me what it is. Random number generator of pages. Okay. I'm going to be doing between 200 and 600. 446. Okay. I just clicked on a website and it did it immediately for me, but this is your proof. Okay, this is technically 453 pages. I'm just gonna look through my stack and see if there's anything closer. This is only 7 pages away. Actually, we're gonna be fine with this. This is These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs. It's the first book in the Kingdom trilogy, and I've heard really good things. It does not have a whole lot of ratings on Goodreads, all things considered, so I'm feeling like a trendsetter, like I'm getting in before everyone else is, even though I've seen this all over my part of Book Talk. On a dusty backwater planet, occasional thief June Ironway has gotten her hands on the score of a lifetime, a secret that could raise the kingdom, the ruling power of the galaxy. A star system away, preternaturally stoic Chono and brilliant hothead Essek, the two most brutal clerics of the kingdom, are tasked with hunting June down. And tracking all three across the stars is a ghost from their shared past, known only as Six, but what Six wants is anyone's guess. It's a game of manipulation and betrayal that could destroy them all, and they have no choice but to see it through. This was also blurbed by Marina Lostletter, who I've really enjoyed of the past, so very excited about this. We have a lot of guests on the board today. Roll 2, 6. So that's fantasy. Most of what I want to read this month is fantasy, so that's really easy. It's just picking strategically of other things that I think will be easy to fit in on the board. I'm gonna go with The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This is a completed trilogy, the Drowning Empire trilogy, and yeah, do I need to be starting all of these series? Probably not. The Emperor's reign has lasted for decades, his mastery of bone shard magic powering the animal-like constructs that maintain law and order. But now his ruling is failing, and revolution is sweeping across the Empire's many islands. When the Emperor refuses to recognize his daughter as heir to the throne, she vows to prove her worth by mastering the forbidden art of bone shard magic, yet such magic carries a deadly cost. And Alyssa talks about this one all the time. And if Alyssa likes it, I will also probably like it. So, it is also blurbed by, I love just looking to see who blurbs things. I'm just nosy. M.R. Carey, who is also going to be on my TBR this month, has blurbed it. Megan E. O'Keefe, who I want to read from, has blurbed it. So is Tasha Suri, who I've loved, and Alex E. Harrow. So, high praise from authors and influencers alike. We love to see it. 3. 1. 2, 3. We could pick literally, oh, actually this is quite new to my TBR. This was an ARC sent to me by the publisher. They actually reached out because I requested on NetGalley, which has never happened to me before. This comes out August 12th, and it's called What Hunger by Catherine Dang, and I'm pretty sure that this is her debut. I'm pretty sure this is like a cannibalism story. And E.K. Sathieu, who wrote Youth Juice, which I thought was really funny. I know it hasn't gotten great reviews, however, I thought it was really fun. This is a long synopsis, so buckle in. It's the summer before high school, and Ronnie Wynn finds herself too young for work but too old for cartoons. Her days are before high school. I for some reason thought she was 17, and I was like, you can work at 17. Her days are spent in a small backyard dozing off to trashy magazines on a plastic lawn chair. In stark contrast stands her brother Tommy, the pride and joy of their immigrant parents, a popular honor student destined to be the first in the family to attend college. The thought of Tommy leaving for college fills Ronnie with dread as she contemplates the quiet house she will be left alone in with her parents, May and Ba. I do not speak Vietnamese, so I apologize if that was wrong. Their parents rarely speak of the past in Vietnam except through the lens of food. The family's meals are a tapestry of cultural memory. Thick spring rolls with slim and salty nem chua and steaming bowls of pho thai with thin, delicate slices of blood red beef. In the aftermath of the war, May and Ba taught Ronnie and Tawny that meat was a dangerous luxury, a symbol of survival that should never be taken for granted. But when tragedy strikes, Ronnie's world is upended. Her sense of self and her understanding of her family are shattered. A few nights later, at her first high school party, a boy crosses the line, and Ronnie is overtaken by a force larger than herself. This newfound power comes with an insatiable hunger for raw meat, a craving that is both a saving grace and a potential destroyer. Fans of Boy Parts and Jennifer's Body, What Hunger depicts Ronnie's Vietnamese heritage and her mother's own experiences in a moving exploration of ancestral trauma, inherited memory, and the violent power of teenage girlhood. This sounds a lot like The Eyes Are the Best Part, which was one of my favorite books of all time and also of last year. So I'm super excited for this. Loving the cover, very visceral, and I'm excited to be disgusted. 1. Something that's been on my TBR for a long time. I have a few of those picked out. I'm gonna say The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. I feel like I've had this forever because it was recommended to me by like an in real life person. So I bought it being on the bookish space on the internet. I'm very excited. This is like a zombie story, I'm pretty sure. Every morning, Melanie waits in her cell to be collected for class. When they come for her, Sergeant Parks keeps his gun pointing at her while two of his people strap her into the wheelchair. She thinks they don't like her. She jokes that she won't bite, but they don't laugh. Very spooky. Sounds stressful. I'm very excited. I know this got turned into a movie too. I don't know how the movie did, but maybe we'll do a double feature. And by double feature, I mean book and movie adaptation. Okay, that's fine. I'm not mad about the horror. I'm mad about another one. Like, do I need to read so many books this month? Yeah, I do, obviously. Because I always overcommit myself. However, there's a limit. So for horror, I think this is the only horror that I have physically, but I want to read The Reformatory by Tana Reeve. I'm not a super big historical horror girl, but this was my aardvark pick for January because it was like the pretty edition, because it was like voted on like the best book of 2024 for aardvark, and also everyone seems to like it. So I'm into it. Stephen Graham Jones blurbed it. Love. Victor Laval, who I haven't read from but want to. Same with S.A. Cosby. Both of those are authors that I could anticipate being 5-star authors. Also blurb this. Also a longer synopsis. This is in Gracetown, Florida of June 1950. 12-year-old Robbie Stevens Jr. is sentenced to 6 months at the Gracetown School for Boys for kicking the son of the largest landowner in town in defense of his older sister, Gloria. So begins Robbie's journey further in the terrors of the Jim Crow South and the very real horror of the school they call the Reformatory. Robbie has a talent for seeing ghosts, or haints, but what was once a comfort to him after the loss of his mother has become a window into the truth of what happens at the Reformatory. Boys forced to work to remediate their so-called crimes have gone missing, but the haints Robbie sees hint at worse things. Through his friends Redbone and Blue, Robbie is learning not just the rules but how to survive. Meanwhile, Gloria is rallying every family member and connection in Florida to find a way to get Robbie out before it's too late. I think that it's very pretty and I'm very excited. It's very long for a horror though. I think it's almost 600 pages, but everyone seems to like it. It has very high ratings, so I'm excited. I don't know how that happens. At least you know I'm not lying. What are we doing? Let me know. TBR jar. I really did not need that this month, but I have it. Do I want to cheat a little and pick the genre? Ooh, actually, I want a thriller. That would be perfect. Ooh, I actually might have gotten rid of this one. Nope, this is the only Tana French that I didn't get rid of. So I don't want to get up. Just know that I own it physically. This book has over 400,000 ratings. That's crazy. As dusk approaches a small Dublin suburb in the summer of 1984, mothers begin to call their children home. But on this warm evening, 3 children do not return from the dark and silent woods. When the police arrive, they find only one of the children. He is gripping a tree trunk in terror, wearing blood-filled sneakers and unable to recall a single detail of the previous hour. Where did the blood come from? I guess I have to read it to find out. That's just how it works. 20 years later, the found boy, Rod Ryan, is a detective on the Dublin murder squad and keeps his past a secret. But then a 12-year-old girl is found murdered in the same woods. He and Detective Cassie Maddox, his partner and closest friend, find themselves investigating a case chillingly similar to the previous unsolved mystery. Now, with only snippets of long-buried memories to guide him, Ryan has the chance to uncover both the mystery of the case before him and that of his own shadowy past. 4, finally. Ooh, another one. Top one? Yeah, let's do the top one. What does that say? Free! That means I get to pick. I also don't know why I wrote it in cursive. I'm pretty sure that's the only card that's in cursive. I'm going to be reading The Jessad Heir by Sarah Hashem because I think I'm going to love this. So many people seem to love this. And I want to love it too. Shelley Parker Chan blurbed it. And this is hopefully going on our TBR. Everything's connected. An unmissable tale of shattered kingdoms, forbidden magic, and cunning royals unfolds in this Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. I was such an Egyptian history fantasy kid, and we never get it as adults. They're so rare, and I'm so excited. 10 years ago, the kingdom of Jessad burned. Its magic was outlawed, its royal family murdered. At least that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The heir of Jessad escapes the massacre, and she intends to stay hidden, especially from the armies of Nizal that continue to hunt her people. But a moment of anger changes everything. When Aaron, the Nizal heir, tracks a group of Jessadi rebels to her village, Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. Now Sylvia is forced to make a deal with her greatest enemy, help him hunt the rebels in exchange for her life. A deadly game begins. Sylvia can't let Aaron discover her identity, even as hatred shifts into something more between the heirs. And as the tides change around her, Sylvia will have to choose between the life she wants and the one she abandoned. I'm so excited. All of my Libby audio holds for the books that I'm thinking of also are coming in at the perfect time. Everything is working out and lining up. 2. New to the TBR. Okay, let's pick an arc, because that's new. Brighter than Gale, Swifter than Flame by Neon Yang. I'm pretty sure that this is a novella. An armored, oath-bound hero reminiscent of The Mandalorian and the Asian-inspired epic fantasy of She Who Became the Sun. Second mention. Still not on the TBR yet, though. Neon Yang's Brighter Than Scale, Swifter Than Flame is a stunning queer novella about a dragon hunter finding home with a dragon queen. That sounds like it'll be for me. Few know the true identity of the masked guide knight of Mithranjin. She barely remembers herself. The masked guild knight, Yiva, was 13 when she killed her first dragon. With her gift revealed, she was shipped away to the imperial capital to trail in the rare art of dragon slaying. Now a legendary dragon hunter, she has never truly felt at home, nor removed her armor in public since that fateful day all those years ago. Yiva must now go to Quanbao, a fiercely independent and reclusive kingdom. It is rumored that there dragons are not feared as is right and proper, but instead loved and worshipped. It is rumored that there they harbor a dragon behind their borders. While Yiva searches for the dreaded beast, she is welcomed into the palace by Quanbao's monarch, Lady Suki. Though wary of each other, Yiva is shocked to find herself slowly opening up to the beautiful, mysterious queen. As they grow closer, Yiva longs to let Lady Suki see the person behind the armor, but she knows she must fulfill her purpose and slay the dragon. Ultimately, she must decide who or what she's willing to betray, her own heart or the sacred duty that she has called home for so long. I have to read it anyway, but that does sound really good. Taxino Printer is nonfiction, and I do have a nonfiction pick for next month. I actually just got it in the mail. It's called Integrated by Nolaway Brooks. It's about how American schools failed Black children. And I've been trying to read one nonfiction a month. It's still March, but I don't think that my nonfiction of the month is going to get read, so I may try and do a second one for April, but so far just committing to this. It's pretty short, and I am really excited about it. And I'm pretty sure that this is like a finished edition and it's already out. March 18th, so yeah, it's already out. And it only has 34 ratings, so I'm excited to read it. We're doing so good so far, other than that one from the TBR jar I'm not like super stoked about. 4. Man, we're getting a lot of those. This one is Chance. Whew, okay. Starts with blank. Okay, this is not a great one. If it's Q or X or a Z, I'm skipping. S. It was so nice to meet S. We can finally put She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan on here. Whew. We're all good. Everything is fine. Alexi Harrow also blurbed this. So did Tasha Suri, Rebecca Roanhorse, C.S. Pascat, who I have not read from yet, Essie Tarkbordy, Samantha Shannon. This is a stacked recommendation thing. Shirley Parker Chan's She Became the Sun reimagines the rise to power of the Ming Dynasty's founding emperor. And that's all it says on the back, so that's all I'm telling you. And that's all I really know. I'm excited to finally read this. I think that it's going to be very good. And I know the second book is out, so it's a completed duology. I won't have to wait for anything if I don't want to. And ARC. I have like 7 ARCs to read in April that are coming out in May, so I'm totally fine with that. Everybody Wants to Rule the World Except Me by Django Wexler, which is the sequel to How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. It is so fun. It's very raunchy, very woman written by a man, but I had such a great time. So let us read the description together. Dark Lord Davi rules the kingdom, but she must now break the time loop that binds her in this hilariously bloody conclusion to the Dark Lord Davi duology. Oh no, is she in a time loop again? After countless failures, let's not dwell on it. Davi has finally saved the kingdom from evil by becoming the Dark Lord herself, but now the hordes of Wilders are at her command, and they still want blood. Human blood. And Davi is not sure she can commit to the total extermination of humanity. With restless armies at her doorstep, a treasonous duke scheming for power, and the legend of an ancient magician looming over her shoulder, Davi must find a way towards peace and uncover the truth behind her time loop if she is to bring harmony to the kingdom. Also, her girlfriend is mad at her, so there's that too. I'm so excited for this one. I was so excited they approved me immediately on NetGalley, which we love to see. I'm super excited to read this. I loved the first one. It was so much fun. It's just silly, goofy time. And I need a silly, goofy time sometimes. Okay, next. I don't know what roll we're on, to be honest. Actually, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is roll 12. That's fine. It's all fine. Less than 300 pages. Oh, we're good. For this one, I'm going to be doing another arc, and it's called Bochica by Carolina Flores Cerchiaro. The cover font is weird. A real-life Latin American haunted mansion, a murky labyrinth of family secrets, a young aristocratic woman desperate to escape her past. This haunting debut gothic horror novel is perfect for fans of Mexican Gothic and The Shining. The movie. The book was eh. In 1923, Soacha, Colombia, La Casona, an opulent mansion perched from the legendary Salto del Tindamo waterfall, was once home to Antonia and her family, who settled in despite their constant nightmares and the house's malevolent spirit. But tragedy strikes when Antonia's mother takes a fatal fall into El Salto, and her father, consumed by grief, attempts to burn the house down with Antonia still inside. 3 years later, haunted by disturbing dreams and cryptic journal entries from her late mother, Antonia is drawn back to her childhood home when it is converted into a luxurious hotel. As Antonia confronts her fragmented memories and the dark history of the estate, she wrestles with unsettling questions she can no longer ignore. Was her mother's death by her own hands, or was it someone else? In a riveting quest for answers, Antonia must navigate the shadows of La Casona, unearthing its darkest secrets and confronting a legacy that threatens to swallow her whole. That sounds delectable. I really love the cover. I'm very excited for it. It's also kind of giving me Isabel Cañas vibes. Like, not the romantic part, but like the gothic set in historical Mexico. This is Colombia, but it feels like similar vibes to me. And I'm excited. Roll 13. Oh my god. This has been on my TBR for a few years, so I am counting it. I can't think of anything else that would even remotely count. So I am counting this because I do need to read it this month. And that's Wool by Hugh Howey. I think this is like the collection because it's technically a few stories. What would you do if the world outside was deadly and the air you breathed could kill? And you lived in a place where every birth required a death, and the choices you made could save lives or destroy them. This is Jules' story. This is the world of Wool. I'm pretty sure they all live in like a silo, and it's like 150 stories or something. I'm super excited to get into this one, and I really want to watch the TV show. It's one that I've been wanting to watch with Elliot, but I wanted to read the book first, so we've been waiting on it, and I'm excited to finally get to this. This could be our last roll, not with the way the dice have been going, but it could be. That was our last roll. We're done. You want to see what the TBR looks like? Good lord. This plus these and probably more, to be honest. I have been a reading machine lately. I have not wanted to be alone with my thoughts, and I've had a lot of commitments and a lot of ideas and a lot of like video project ideas, so very excited for these. Thank you so incredibly much for being here. Had a good time. Leave me some kind of fruit emoji. If you had a bad time, sorry. Guess don't leave me an emoji, and I will see you next time. Bye.